This list, I have to warn everybody, this will contain spoilers, and if you don't want the story to be spoiled, then I recommend you turn off now. During your trip through the zone Waterfall, you will come across a puzzle where you have to light up the path with mushrooms, but instead of going back and progressing forward, you can also go down at the bottom right of the path. This secret path will lead you to a special village called Temmie Village, which is entirely populated by, well, Temmies. The village features a save point, a special shop and many Temmie NPCs, but apart from the shop, there is really no benefit to coming here. But still, it's cool, I guess. At the start of the game, if you enter Frisk as your character name, this will trigger a special event. Doing this will cause the entire ruins area to enter hard mode, where the encounters are a lot tougher. Instead of all the regular enemies, you will now encounter Final Frogget, Whimsalot, Astigmatism, Moldessa, Parsnick and My Gospel. There will also be some slight dialogue changes as well. Bear in mind though that this will only last for the ruins, and afterwards the rest of the game will be inaccessible. W.D. Gaster is a hidden character within the Undertale world, and if the game is played normally, then no direct reference to Gaster can be found throughout the game, only subtle hints from people such as the River Person when they say, "Beware of the man who speaks in hands." If you don't understand what this means, well, in short, it's complicated. You see, people speculate that the WD in his name is a reference to the font Wingdings, which is a font that uses symbols. People speculate this because other characters such as Papyrus and Sans are also named after the fonts that they speak in. So if this were the case for Gaster, then that means that he speaks in Wingdings font, which occasionally uses hand symbols. This of course is all just a theory and may not be true, but hey, it can still be considered an unsolved mystery. During the first level of the game, after the segment where you walk to the end of the hallway and Toriel tells you to stay there, a secret can be found shortly after. To unlock it, you have to wait around 5 minutes after Toriel leaves, and then you will receive a phone call from her. Then if you wait another 5 minutes, then another call will come in. And in turn, if you wait yet another 5 minutes, then one final call will come in, and all you will hear is a loud panting sound. And afterwards, Toriel reveals that this was because a dog took her phone. While doing the bridge puzzles, you may have noticed an area in the bottom right of the screen that looks inaccessible, but if you position the bridge seeds correctly, then you will actually be able to enter this small area. The secret area contains a small bench and an echo flower that reads, "I just wasn't ready for the responsibility." Then if you look on the bench, you will find an abandoned quiche. This all could very well be a reference to the quiche that Sans cooked according to Papyrus earlier in the game. While in the town of Ghosts, you will notice that the pink house next to Napsterblook's house is locked, but later in the game at MTT Resort, you can actually acquire the key to enter this house. To get the key, you have to go to the back alley and buy the mysterious key for 600 gold, then backtrack to the house and open the door, and once inside you will learn much about Metaton's backstory, but instead of explaining it, I'll leave the rest to you guys. In the room of frogs in the ruins, there appears to only be a maximum of 3 frogs standing there, but actually there are 4. The 4th frog can be found behind the other frogs in a crack in the wall, where it is revealed that the frog was just ant-sized, thus concealing him from view. Similarly to the hard mode secret from earlier, there are many secret lines of dialogue that play if you name yourself after various characters throughout the game. For example, if you name yourself Sans, then it will say nope. If you name yourself Asgore, it will reply you cannot. If you name yourself Flowey, it will reply I already chose that name. And there are many more of these, some related to character names and some related to just specific names like Frisk, Murder, Catty, Bratty, Temmie, etc. During the pacifist ending, it is actually possible to enter Sans' room before the end of the game. This can be done by listening to Sans in the final corridor, where he explains XP and love. Then reload your save 3 times and listen closely, because over these 3 saves you will hear him exchange 2 code words. Once the 2 words have been exchanged, Sans will give you the key to his room, then backtrack all the way back to Snowdin Town, and now you can enter Sans' room. Throughout the game you will frequently come across hidden cameras throughout each zone, and the main theory behind these cameras is that these are the cameras being used by Dr. Alphys to monitor you and your progress. That's it for this list, guys. Thanks for watching.